What's good, traders? Today I'm going to show you how I made $348 in the market. And this was a quick in and out market trade just because the market tanked today. And this trade right here, I didn't even get to send it to my Discord server just because of how degenerate it is. And it was against the trend, which I don't really usually like to do. But it was a smaller trade. Risk was obviously dramatically down, like 50% lower, and I wanted to see whether we're going to hit this fair value gap or not. So I'm going to break down the trade for you, but before we look into that, I just want you to have a look at the psychology that gets played around with this, right? So during our session, I always go live every single day, Monday to Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern time, 2 p.m. London time. And I'm always live and I'm always trying to get a move and always trying to show the Discord server potential targets or trades that we're in. And today, so when we were on the live stream today, we literally saw the whole of this move. Now, psychologically, guys, this is like fear of missing out. Okay. 100%. I was like, I am fearing of missing out. I want to be in the sell, especially when we got that break of structure to the downside. I was like, yes, 100%. I would like to be part of this trade. However, I had to stick to my protocol. So I could have been very aggressive today, but I didn't want to be too aggressive where I'm not sticking to my protocols. So the thing is, right, and you probably have gone through this as well, where you've seen the market tank, you've seen the market go in a certain direction. And you know, with gold, once it does a move, it's going in that direction. And when that move is over, you will notice that you want to be part of that move. And what would happen is you want to sell. The thing is, in this market, you need to understand that when there's a big move to the downside, there's always a pullback. There's always a retracement, okay? Now, I don't say that this is always going to happen because sometimes the market just might range like how we did over here for a bit. But you have to be understanding to the market. And especially if the market's done a crazy move to the downside, it's a huge imbalance in the market. And so something has to get retraced. There has to be some sort of retracement. And so this trade right here was definitely not one of my best trades. It wasn't an A+ setup. To be honest, the setup was great. The only thing that was not making it an A+ setup was the against the trend. And I usually do not like to do this. But like I said earlier, I felt that fear of missing out and I kept an eye on the markets. However, the only difference is, and the reason why I am able to profitalize out of these kind of moves on a regular basis is not because I'm a riskier trader, is because I've seen certain moves many times. And this is where it comes through experience. So this trade right here was not during my trading time. This was around 5:30 p.m. UK time. I usually finish trading by 4 p.m. So number one, it wasn't in my trading session. Number two, I was against the trade. Those two red flags itself, I shouldn't have placed the trade. However, I ended up placing the trade because I was confident with this move. And that's what I did in my journal as well. I wrote in my journal that I am confident with this move. And so the lesson today is really that, before I explain the trade, is really, if you see a move that you've seen many times, you're going to have to take the risk because there's some traders out there that are scared. And if you're scared in the markets, you're always going to fail within the markets. Okay, the market's always going to win. You have to have the upper hand. You have to show the confidence. You have to be arrogant. You have to have some sort of level of ego-ness when it comes to the markets. Okay, and so that's what I had today. I saw this big move, started drawing the fair value gaps, was looking at the 15-minute time frame, and I was really liking the fact that, okay, price is slowing down. We ended up slowly, we stopped breaking structure. We started slowly not breaking the lows. And we basically hit my targets for the day. So my target really was actually these lows right here. We smashed our targets. And so the next move was, okay, these lows smashed. But this, what happened and was really important is these candlesticks right here. We started slowing down. We started having a little bit of accumulation. And so I said to myself, okay, let's wait for a change of character. Let's see that reversal, okay? And we end up having a strong bullish candlestick. Again, a lot of traders, including you, will feel that, oh, fear of missing out. I should be in this trade. Let me buy and full port and go to the top side. No, you still have to be patient. You still have to wait for your signal, okay? So when it came to this, I then scaled into the 5 minutes. I instantly saw, okay, cool, price has broken above. Easy work, right? And this might be forcing it, but this is exactly what I saw. I saw, so huge push to the downside, so price slowing down, and then I saw this. I saw a liquidity sweep, okay? A bunch of liquidity here, but I saw this liquidity sweep right here. So I saw this, and this might be forcing it, maybe, but I've seen this many times where we have a small liquidity sweep, and this then causes a big impulsive move to the upside, okay? So a lot of smart money traders, they like this accumulation, and this is a big significance move for them when they see that, okay, accumulation, and we're definitely going to get a push to the upside. And so that's what they got. They got that impulsive move to the upside. And so I saw this liquidity sweep. I said, ring, 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 100%, we're going up. So what I did was I marked up. I said, okay, I have to see this break, because I could easily say, okay, liquidity sweep, let's break these candlestick highs. No, no, no. I said I have to. I have to see these highs get broken. I don't care about these highs. These highs can get broken. But this high is the most important high for me at this current moment of time. I waited, was very, very patient. And as you can see, I let half of this push go. I did not trade this half of the push. But guess what happened? As soon as I saw this change of character, this change of character, I was like, easy work. Okay, I would have liked to enter off this fair value gap. I would have really liked to enter off this fair value gap. Unfortunately, I didn't. But I was actually grateful that I didn't, because this could have been a riskier trade, right? It would have been a better R, but it would have been a little bit more riskier trade. So I waited. And I saw that price finally broke above these highs. This means that we are continuing. So what did I do? I entered a long position after this candlestick. I then kept my stop loss below this fair value gap, very aggressive. I said, you know what? If price decides to tap into this fair value gap, that's totally fine. If it decides to break this fair value gap, it is what it is. I'm not risking 100% of my account. I'm not risking that 2% that I usually do. I risk 1%. And so I risked around, I think it was around $150. And boom, as you can see, the rest is history. We had almost a 1 to 5 R. So I think it was just above $150, I think it was. It was like around $80, $90 per trade. So like around 160. I don't know exactly how much, because I placed 2 trades on this. And so you can see the rest is history. Smashed. First 2 candlesticks automatically went straight to break structure. Now, when we do these kind of trades, again, you have to stick to your protocol. As soon as you see breaker structure, move your stop loss to break even. I saw this breaker structure, saw the breaker structure over here. I could have went for a break above these highs, but I thought that was a bit cheeky of me. I said, you know what? That's going to give me a really, really tight stop loss, and I could potentially be out of this trade. And so I said, okay, I could either target this liquidity high or this entry of this fair value gap. I said, you know what? The market's going to hit this liquidity. Most likely it's going to hit this fair value gap, even if it just taps in. And so that's what I target. I said, you know what, we're going to go for it, because I think over here was giving me a 1 to 1. I wasn't really liking this R. I said, you know what, this is not too bad. It was like around 1 to 1.5, 1 to 1.6, let's just say 1.5. It was giving me a good R. Okay, and I ended up placing this trade, and we profitalized off this trade. Very, very clean trade. Love this trade. In and out. Was in this trade for around, was it 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 minutes. Not too long. Closed the trade around 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. And honestly, guys, not my best trade. 100% not my best trade. And the reason why I'm creating this video is to show you the transparency. Like, I'm not going to get good trades all the time. I'm not always going to have the picture perfect trade. However, I'm always going to show you that if you look at my videos, you're always going to notice I have the same protocol. I have the same entry. I have the same exit strategy. I have the same, everything's the exact same. Even if it's the degenerate trade, it's always going to be the same. I didn't act upon fear of missing out. I didn't act upon greed. I didn't act upon revenge. Yes, I missed the bigger move. This was the biggest move ever, and I could have made 4 or 5 bands today, right? However, stuck to my strategy. I said, you know what? We're going to see. And I noticed something. Usually I don't do it, but I noticed something, and I said, you know what? I'm going to go for this trade. I'm going to go for this, right? And that's what happened, and the rest is history. We ended up having a good trade. Now, what would I have liked to trade? Well, would have been this right here. I think this is an SMT, because I know silver had it was actually a liquidity sweep over here. This is a nice SMT price broke structure. Honestly, guys, I really tried, especially with the Discord server. I really tried my best to look for an entry. Unfortunately, I didn't. Unfortunately, I did not get a single entry at all. I would have rather have entered off this huge bearish candlestick. I think the better move would have been entering off this bearish candlestick, tap into this fair value gap, entering off this bearish candlestick, stop loss above there, and just let this ride. I think if I let this ride, even if I got one of my TPs, which was obviously down here, even if I got this, I'd have easily bagged 1 to 7R. And I normally do around $200-300 risk. So this right here would have definitely hit me around 1.5k, 2k day. Easily would have done it. I really wish I did. Unfortunately, I didn't. And I don't want to dwell on what coulda, woulda, shouldas, but this would have been ideally the better move. I still no regrets. I honestly, as long as I make money in the markets, I couldn't care less about what happens. My mission is to make money, lead the markets. I honestly couldn't care which one would have been a better trade, which one wouldn't. But key lesson for you is specifically is number one, you don't have to always follow your rules. Okay, that's number one. And now you're gonna think, hold on a minute, Moby. Every trader says follow your rules. I don't mean don't follow your entry protocol, don't follow your risk management. I don't mean that. I mean sometimes you can break the rules if you're really confident on a trade. However, if you're confident, de-risk 50% down, let the rest happen. I could have easily made $400 or $500 on this trade, or even $600 on this trade, but I didn't. Okay, reason why is because I de-risk. Doesn't matter if I lose, it's cool because I have tomorrow. Okay, and that's how it is, guys. Some days, and I was even mentioning it to the Discord server, I said, you know what, some days we may not actually have a trade. It's completely fine. It's completely fine. And it's just one of those days today where I didn't have a trade within my session. I did have it after, but it's just them days that sometimes you might not have a trade and it's fine. Let it be. Just come back tomorrow or wait later on. As you can see, I waited. So this whole push, it was around 4 p.m. when it ended, right? I waited 1.5 hours until I made my position again, until I got another positioning. And I waited and waited. Why? Because if I entered at this impulsive move, I would have, number one, my stop loss would have been way too big. Number two, it could have went the wrong way. I never had the right confluences. I didn't have the right move, okay? And so that's something that I'm looking for. Now, with gold specifically, I'm 100% bearish. After this huge bearish move, I feel like the end of the week, during the week, we may have a bit of retracement. But by Friday, we should be quite bearish on this. You can see that the weekly time frame is very, very negative week. The daily is huge push to downside. We finally got out of this range. This range, guys, was killing me. It was killing me. I was even mentioning it. It was the worst period. I think the worst 3-4 days of my life. Just was getting too many fake outs. We finally got that push to downside. Hopefully this candlestick closes like this. Get a retracement, pull back to fill up the imbalance, and then push to the downside. Hopefully we can continue this bearish run on gold. Strength of USD. But that's pretty much it. If you enjoy these type of videos, make sure you like and subscribe. If you like the way I'm transparent and you like the way I trade and you love the way I keep making money in the markets, make sure you click the link in the description below and join the Muller FX Wealth Club. In this Wealth Club, I'm always giving live trades, I'm giving wisdom, I'm giving motivation. We are the best community when it comes to trading. Every single trader that joins this community, they've never had a bad word to this community. This community's always been positive. We have a good turnout rate to the live streams. Any question you ask gets answered immediately. It's not like an AI bot or anyone random is messaging. It's me that messages. And if you would like to be part of that, the best community in the trading community, in the trading realm, we're very transparent. All of us are winning. We win together. Even when we lose, we know how to lose. We don't let the markets take over ourselves. If you would like to be part of that community, make sure you click the link in the description below. But other than that, guys, I'll see you in the next video.